Well, hi there, everyone. Thanks for joining me. It's Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates. And tonight I wanted to do a little coloring on pattern paper. So I kind of forget that we can stamp on it. I kind of go with the way it's designed. So I thought what I would try tonight was to add some color of my own. Obviously, these designs are on the black and white end of the color range, so it's really easy to add color and spruce them up. Make them then to fit whatever design you're looking to do. So these papers are from the celebration that ends the end of this month. So make sure you scoop some up. So I'm going to start with this one here. I made this one for a challenge in our group of demonstrators, and I just love the way it turned out because it all has come from paper that is, well, the critters. It's called Penguin Playmate, and it's just such adorable paper, and like I said, it is free with a $50 purchase. The stamp set I'm using, I did a Facebook Live once before using this set. I really like this one, the well-defined set. Now the papers that I have, I guess I should start with the card base. It's white, and it's my top folding that I love to do. So that means that it is 11 by 4 1/4. Okay. So I have the two different pieces of designer paper. This is actually the beautifully penned DSP that, again, this is also free with a $50 purchase. So you could get one or the other. And here's the other side of this one from the Penguin Playmates. And it's all these cute, adorable creatures that... Are you sitting down for this? I fussy cut out. Yes, I did. I am so not a fussy cutter, but I did. So these guys are exactly that. They're all fussy cutted out. Cutted? I don't know if that's a right word or not, but they are. So now this snowflake that you see, it is in the holiday catalog as well. It's Wonderful Snowflakes. I don't know if you can see all that pearlescent shine on it, but they are really pretty. All right, so let me just show you here. I cut out, obviously, polar bear, penguin, the fox. I have him with some dimensionals on, so I'm popping him up. My piece of the beautifully penned paper is 4 by 5 1/4. Now, this paper in particular, all of it is the black, white, grays kind of colors. So I thought I would add color to this just to go along with what I was wanting to do. So let me find a piece of scratch paper here, because what I'm going to do is use a blending brush and my soft seafoam. So I am just going to load up the brush. Now I know I always say this, but I am very heavy-handed when it comes to sponging and doing the blending and all of that kind of stuff. So I have found the best way, because the way the brushes are designed, they are very flexible. So you don't get a lot of pressure just by holding it at the end. All right. Being a lazy stamper, I like to be done quickly. So one way to get it to have a little bit more pressure down on the paper is to put your finger on the back like this, and you can see how I'm pushing down on it. I find that if I grab it like top to bottom, I have some really good, I just like the way I can manipulate it this way. So one or the other of these is what I do, like I said, so that I can hurry up and get this done. Yeah. I probably could just rub the ink pad over top and get the same adding of color onto here. I just find that it gets a little heavy with the color, a little heavier, I think, than what I really would want. So let's just see how much more of this I need, and just keep on going. Now, I don't like how, let me see if I can get it. I kind of got, I don't like the way that hit there. So what I might do is put my other strip of paper down there. So let me see. So I don't think I started off the paper and then came on to the designer series paper. I think I went straight down, and that's why I kind of have a blot right there. So if I worked at it, I'm sure I could smooth it out, but you probably don't want to see me just sponging away here or blending away, so I am just going to go with it. I do like to kind of go back and forth in different directions. I like the circular motion, but I also like to go in the other direction of the circle, so if that makes sense. So that looks good to me. I don't need it completely covered, but enough that it's like, yeah, there's soft sea foam on there now. I have this piece, like I said, this is the Penguin Playmates, and it is 1.5 by 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and just adhere this down now to my piece of pattern paper that I just inked up. So here we go. What did I get this blob? I'll tell you, I must have gotten ink on my fingers and I didn't get them wiped off. So let me do that real quick. I'll have to cover that up with one of my critters. Now this whole thing can go straight down to my card base. So like I said, I love pattern papers to begin with, and then whenever they're free with a purchase during celebration, I love them even more. So so that's what I have done here, is gotten kind of a mix of the two designs then of papers. So never be afraid to do that either. All right, so I like to also, whenever I'm making cards with lots of pieces, I like to kind of build it. Let me just make sure my hands are clean again. So that means that before I adhere anything down, I am going to just sort of place things. And I've been known to snap a picture sometimes too with my phone. So I know exactly where I want to place things. So, all right. So, Mr. Polar Bear, you're going to go here. I need something to cover up my blob of ink. So that's the penguin's job. And then the fox is going to go like right here. Okay, sweet. So let's now, I like the way that lays out. Let's go ahead and start putting it together. This snowflake, all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of glue. I could have used even a glue dot, I'm sure. But right there in the middle is the only place I want to put it. So I hope everyone has a great week planned ahead. I'm just gonna go to work, I guess. Actually, no, I'm getting my nails done, so I'm not sure what color I'm gonna go with this time. I am one who likes the dark colors of nail polish, as you can see here, and my love of black nail polish. Yeah, where I used to go, they would yell at me every time I would come in and ask for black nail polish, especially if it was, you know, in the summertime or something like that. I'm like, that's what I want. I want black nail polish. I love black nails. So anyway, so let's now get the penguin down. Like I said, I need him to cover up my little ink spot there. But yeah, I haven't decided what color of nails or polish to get. Won't you be surprised if I get like a dark purple for someone who does not like purple. Yeah, who knows, I might. So anyway, let's tip him over this way. That way I can get Mr. Fox to go right down here. Yep, like it. So like I said, I have all my dimensionals on here. People talk about fussy cutting out these characters when they're like sitting and watching TV. Oh, that would drive me absolutely bonkers, I'll be honest with you. I just so don't like to fussy cut. So yeah, I would be like, I can't concentrate on the TV and fussy cut at the same time. So anyways, let me get my sentiment down. The white I used, first of all, let me back up here. I used Misty Moonlight for the ink. My white it's 2 by 1.5. Now I have a piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock here that's just 1/8 of an inch bigger than, so that means it's 2 1/8 by 1 5/8. And I'm just gonna plop it right here. And you notice no embellishments. I kind of want to keep it that way. So there it is, a little bit of color. I'm just using a blending brush and some ink. All right, there is card number 1. Let me move these out of the way so I can bring in card number 2. Now this one took me a little longer. I actually used the blends, the Stampin Blends for this. This is the way this paper, this beautifully penned pattern was. So again, the black and the white. So here's the other side, then just the stripe. But I thought, what a great way now to start adding some color using the blends. So 4 by 5 1/4. I have my black piece then that is just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then again, I have my top folding basic white thick cardstock base. All right. Now I am not going to make you watch me color this whole thing. I actually have it almost colored completely. So let me move this off to the side. I have to bring this back in. I don't know if you're aware, but the Stampin Blends do bleed through the back. So you do have to keep that in mind when using it, whether you want to protect your work surface. If you're doing a 1-layer card, you have to be careful because it is going to show through then if you color on the card base itself. So just kind of keep that in mind. So what I've done here, this is I love the fact that they have just the dark and the light, so just 2 colors to choose from. So I have the Daffodil Delight, I have the Highland Heather, and I'm going to finish up here for you then, just kind of show you what I do with the Calypso Coral. So I love, like I said, the light and the dark. That's it. I find a lot of the other alcohol markers that have like 1,000 different shades that progress from light to a little bit darker to a little bit darker yet, and even the dark some more, and then the darkest ever. That's just too many shades for me. I'm like, nope. This is actually soft sea foam. This is the dark, believe it or not. There's just these little hints of, I don't know that a stem, but some greenery here that I just, using the bullet point, then just colored in. You can see here, I colored the background then too, using a light Pool Party marker, and I'm just going to show it to you on this marker, but I just used the brush end then and just kind of came along and just roughly colored that in to add even more color. So that is done with the blends as well. On this card, I had a light Pool Party marker that was obviously was running dry. So this is one that is fresh, so you can see the difference between the two, but I'm okay either way. So just because of the size of the flowers, I'm just going with the bullet point here, and I always start with my dark, just applying a little bit of color letting the stamp or the image kind of tell you where things are. I am far from having any sort of expertise in where the sun is shining and where the shadow should lie. I have no clue. I'll be honest with you, I don't. So I lay down dark first. I, again, sort of in a circular motion, come over with the light to start blending that out. I try to work a little bit fast because I figure when I first lay down that dark marker, it's still wet. And this way, when I come through with my light, I can blend it a little easier then. And then I'll just fill in. I'm not afraid to leave some white along the edges. So see how there's still the white? That's okay. That works. That works for me. You can do any of these little flicking motions if you want with your pen. I just lay the color down. I also know that a lot of people say that you have to put down, like the first layer of color has to be your light color. Then you come in with your dark, and then you come back with your light to do some blending. That is one step too many for me. Like I said, I really am lazy. I want to get her done. So it is just put some color down and do some and finish it up. My thing is, there is no right way and there is no wrong way to use these markers. There is only your way to use the markers. So please make sure that you do what you like to do. I hate whenever I'm being creative and someone has the nerve to tell me that I'm doing it wrong. No, when it comes to being creative, there is no such thing as being wrong. So it's what is right for you. I'm just coming back here with a little bit of the green. You can see that some of my Calypso coral kind of bled into the green, so I'll just add that. And there we go. That is it. Here is all the coloring. Now, yes, I had a lot of it done ahead of time. I just didn't think you wanted to sit there and watch me do all the coloring. So, but all right, I'm off my soapbox about, you know, how to color. So anyway, let's get this put together. So I have a piece of the basic black, like I said, 1/8 of an inch bigger. So it's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Again, that is another thing that is a favorite of mine, of having this very narrow margin of a mat underneath. So yeah, that's what I like to do. And then, let me move that off. Let's get the card base. And I'm going to put this down. For my lives, I like to get a lot of stuff done ahead of time. I just don't think that you want to be watching me color or do all that stamping or any of the above. So that's why I try to get a lot of stuff done ahead of time, so I can just kind of show you the bullet points of it all and the finished product. So all right, here is my card base. I don't want a lot on this because I want this to shine. So all I have then is, let me bring in, this is the stamp set that I'm using, In Your Words. Now this is a celebration stamp set. It's a host set that if you, together with friends, have a $300 or more order, workshop, any of the above, or do it all on your own. If your order totals $300 or more, this you get for free. Lots of fun sentiments in there. So I use this one here, sending this card for no particular reason. I just put it on a strip of white that is 4 inches wide, and it's about 3/8 of an inch. Let me say that again, 4 inches long, I guess I should say, and the 3/8 of an inch wide. Just then put it on a 1/2 inch strip by 4 of the black to just kind of mat it out a little bit. And I have a whole bunch of my dimensionals on the back. So this is another card that I am not going to be putting on any embellishments because that paper, I just spent time coloring it, so I want it to shine. So let's go ahead and plop this across. Let me make sure that I'm somewhat straight, and there we go. And that's it. Simple, but yet it does take time to do your coloring. I could have definitely cut this paper smaller even too. So that's another option if you're kind of short on time with doing it. Could have gone without coloring in the background as well with that light pool party marker. That's another that could have saved some time. But here's the difference between one that's starting to dry out on you and one that's fresh. So that kind of tells you right there. So let's bring back the other card. Here we go. So here's what it is to then kind of personalize your papers by adding color and making them fit into whatever it is that you're wanting it to fit into. So, well, guys, I really appreciate you spending some time with me tonight. I always do appreciate it. I do have a card making event, a Halloween card making event coming up. It's on Saturday, the 25th of September. So mark your calendar for that. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time. And that's when it will start. I will be demonstrating 4 cards, and I'm going to make a list of all of the ingredients that you're going to need for it. That way, if you want to get things prepared, yes, I'm giving you homework. And if you want to be prepared and stamp along with me and create those 4 cards, you certainly can. But know that you can use whatever products you have on hand. It doesn't have to be the exact same, the cutest Halloween stamp set that I'm going to be using. So mark your calendar. All right, guys. Hey, it was so much fun spending the evening with you, and I hope you have a great week. Bye now.